everyone. I just broke the little thing I need for my phone, so I can't film on 2 tripods today for social media. So I've just had to order a new one of those. That's me being heavy-handed. Anyway, I'm back. I made some soaps yesterday, so I thought we'll cut them. I didn't film the making of it. I was, you know, having a day where I was just in the zone and I didn't feel like filming. I didn't even think about filming actually. I just had a few to do and yeah, I just got on with it. So I'm doing all essential oil soaps at the moment just to stock up for January. So I usually do like an end of January or mid-January soap release. Well, everything else is on sale at the moment, so I'm just making some more chunky bars. So the ones that aren't so chunky are on sale at the moment, which is nearly every soap. So if you want to grab some bargains, there may be some left if you're quick. So let's get these cut. So the first one is Sipsy, and Sipsy is this. It's an essential oil blend of orange and clove, cinnamon, put a little bit of coriander and myrrh. So it's nice, a nice spice. Oh, it's lovely. It's named after Sipsy from fried green tomatoes. And I made this. I made this years ago, and I've not made it for a while. So I thought I'll bring her back because it's a really lovely blend. I'll just put some gloves on because it's better. And inside I've used some coconut milk and some vanilla seeds. So I wanted it nice, all natural soap. And then just on the top there's some contrasting colour, just a little bit of TD on the top, just to have, yeah, a contrast. So I think I'll cut it lengthways like that. I just did like a white splash over the top, just for a little bit of contrast. I didn't want it all to be just like one plain colour. So there's no droplets inside, it's just a plain bar. It's nice. It's a very nice neutral bar. I'll move my junk out now, it's getting on my nerves. Hang on. I still haven't been down to the supermarket to buy a battery for my remote control, which is here for this camera. So sorry about that. I'll have to just sort of go back and forth if I need to zoom in to show you the cut, because I know people like to see a close-up of the cut when I'm cutting it into bars. So this is my original recipe. This one is available on my Etsy. There's a lot on my Etsy now. I've changed back to my Etsy instead of having a separate website for formulas. So if you want to get your hands on it, then they're all on my Etsy shop now. Okay, so I've got 3 batches to cut today. Whether they'll all go onto this video, I don't know. I'll try and sort of go as quick as I can, but I just need my other cutter. So I'm using my single wire cutter at the moment. I'm just going to trim the edges of these so they're not harsh. Just trim the edges and the tops, or of the tops, and then I'll trim the edges off when I finish them all off at the end. So I just like to have it not being like too sharp. You know what it's like when the soap cures out, it gets very sharp on the edges, and I don't like soaps that haven't been chamfered really. I think it's better. Takes time, but you know, I like things to be sort of perfect. Just get that up there. And get my single wire cutter over here. Okay. I'll just bring you in a little bit so you can have a look at this. We'll just make this a quick video, so I'll just cut the one loaf and then I can show you all 3 then. There we go, I've got you close enough so it should pick up nicely. So these are getting cut at 1 3/4 inches So they're a nice chunk. A nice size. Show that. I've got to put a piece of paper still. I've got a gauge because this wire cutter doesn't come with that. So it's just a nice all natural bar. It smells a bit like a almost like porridge, like an orangey porridge. Quite a lot of orange oil in this is the main note, and then the spice oils. I didn't want to put too much spice because they can accelerate the soap too much, especially the clove. I've got a little bit of clove. I mean, you can't use too much clove, it makes you burn people's skin off, but sometimes even the tiniest amount can really make a soap move quick. But with this one it seems, well, it didn't move too fast at all on me yesterday, so I used maybe, it wasn't quite 50% orange, but yeah, the blend is predominantly orange, and then those spice oils in there. It's lovely, it smells really nice. I can really smell the orange, but it's definitely got that nice spice note. And cinnamon, I've used cinnamon leaf. It doesn't really smell like your classic cinnamon when you use a cinnamon oil. It smells different to, like, you know, a sprinkling of cinnamon then. It doesn't smell like dried cinnamon, it smells different. Can't really explain it. I like the vanilla seeds in there, they come out quite nice. I'll try and get a close-up picture for the end of the video so I can show you those. That's that one, and that one. I'll just cut these little ones before I go. And those get cut into two, and those I sell as sample sizes so people can try before they buy a big bar. Which is actually ended up being one of my biggest sellers, is the soap samples, because people can then try like tons of different varieties, because you tend to have quite a lot of different varieties in stock at any one time, and people then can try, you know, all manner of them if they want to. And yeah, it's an easy fix for people to try things before they buy big stuff. Anyhow, I will be back for the next one. Just stay tuned and I'll decide which ones I'm going to cut next. I've got 2 more to go, so see you in a minute. Righty ho, moving on to the next one. I'm going to do Elijah's Comfort. So I made this yesterday as well. This one is, where are you? Let me bring you up a minute. Hold on. Righty ho, moving on to Elijah's Comfort. So Elijah's Comfort is another orange based scent. This one has got orange, lemongrass, ylang ylang and geranium oil. So again, all natural. And made with a Australian reef red clay, which I've got now probably a teaspoon left. So I'm moving on to, I've managed to find a Moroccan red, which is very similar but not quite as red. It's a bit more ruddy. A bit more of a browny red, but not too bad. It's not too bad. So I'll be using that one for the next batch. Just don't know why they discontinued that reef red clay. It's it was really lovely, but you just can't get it anymore. So we have to compromise. That's my cloth. Just wait that a minute. Trim these edges. So this one also has rose petals in the red portion. So a lot of people will ask, how do you stop soap going brown if you use botanicals? And that's one little trick you can use, is to actually put it into a coloured portion of the soap. And you will still see the petals. I can still see the petals in this. It just means that in the white bit you won't have that horrible brown botanical look that nobody likes. And also, if you want to sprinkle them on to the top of your soap at the end, so you sort of, you'd sprinkle them on just before the soap starts to harden off a little bit, so that they stick, obviously, or you could just like use a chopstick to sort of push them in a bit further before the soap sets. That can help too if you want to just avoid stuff going brown, because it's really not very nice. Okay, wipe that down again. Okay, so let's chop this into loaves first. Right through there from the last one. Sorry, I normally would edit all of this stuff out, but I guess a bit of reality doesn't do you no harm, does it? So I've always got a clean cloth and a clean dry cloth just to get rid of all my little bits and pieces as I go. So chop this into loaves. Okay. So I'll show you in a minute. I might be able to show you now if it'll close. In the red bits you might see tiny little speckles of like what looks like black, and that's my red rose petals is what I use in this one. This is a lovely bar, I love this. I've been making these, so these ones, so there's a few that I've been making for literally years now. It's been maybe since 2000, and just trying to think back, like when I used to write a blog, I'd have to go back through my blog posts, but a lot of them I've hidden because a lot of them are just old, insignificant now. But I think back, like some of these soaps have been being made since 2006 and 7, so it's quite a long time, and a lot of them have stood the test of time, which is nice. But then the essential oil ones kind of tend to always do that. Lots of people love an all-natural bar, and I'm finding even more so these days that people prefer an all-natural soap bar. I get a lot of customers that buy all kinds of different ones from me, but I get a lot that seek out the ones that are only made with essential oils, which is why I've started off this year by creating all the ones that I know people are waiting for, and they're all the natural ones, so it's very nice to make these because I love them myself. I'd be hard pushed to find a favourite really. Just going to get these end pieces done, then we'll do a loaf again. So it's a lovely chunky soap. So I'll bring you in a bit now so you can see the cut of the next one. Okay, so let's cut the one from the middle of the batch, this one here. Just going to trim that edge again. A trimmings bowl. I might use some of these trimmings to make another batch of soap. It's just a pain with all of the information that has to go on the file because of all the different oils in there. But it is possible. Okay. So Elijah. A lovely bar this is. That's hardly got any red in it to start with. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I get 30 bars out of these batches, and they're thick chunks like this. Usually 30 bars and 10 sample bars. So ideally I should be making double batches really. But just to start the year off, I just thought I'll use up what I've got and get as many made as I can before the new year really kicks off. And then I've got a shelf full of stuff. And then I shall move on to some fragrance soaps that I need to make for spring. So there's a few of those that are like definite favourites. But we're not in spring just yet. So So these will be different all over. The different bars will be like, they look a bit different inside because each one I've copped it with the chopstick slightly different, and then some of them like that you'll get like, that's quite nice. And then that side's not so perfect, but that's quite a nice bar. So I haven't really got a lot to talk about. I'm not really watching too much on the old Netflix at the moment. I'm just still watching quite a lot of YouTube videos and things, and interviews with different people. So yeah, I've not really been watching any series as yet. I've been sort of having a bit of a quiet New Year and reading books and things. So you know, not really got a lot to tell you. But anyway, that's Elijah. I'll be back to cut Sunwise in a second. Okay, last one is Sunwise, and this one is turmeric soap with orange, bergamot and maychan. So another bright citrusy scent. So as you can see, yesterday was definitely an orange day, but they all smell completely different to one another, even though I've used lots of orange oil in these. It's a great all-rounder and a good sort of price for the essential oil as well. Orange is pretty cheap considering, yeah, not considering anything, it's pretty cheap compared to is what I was going to say, and I said the wrong word. Alright. So, last time I made this I used mustard seeds on top, but I've decided this time, this time I use calendula. So the colour will fade. It's really, really bright when it gets poured. If you want to see the making of this, there's another video. It's made slightly different, but exactly the same base. So if you want to see me make it, there is a making video on the channel. But I just didn't film the making of it yesterday. Okay, so just trim those edges off. I'm going to get lots of fallout from the flowers on this. Woo. Okay. It's hard to get going today. I've had such a massive amount of orders to do that now I'm actually doing something that's quite calm. Move my phone. I'm a bit like, what am I doing today? I've got other stuff to do, but I don't know what I'll be doing yet. I've got some more orders to pack, and I've got some body cream to make, like a body cream base, and also a new test batch of body cream to do as well. So I've got a few things I need to do, but I'm not really in a mood to do anything. Okay, so as you can see, it goes quite bright in the middle, but it will fade. Over time it will fade. Hold on a second. Sorry. Okie doke. I just eyeballed where I was putting the calendula on this yesterday. It seems I've hit it just in the right spot, so that's good. It being only 3 loaves anyway, it's not exactly that difficult, but it's still nice I've got it in the right place. Okay. Battery just ran out on here. to cut now, it's getting quite hard. I made these, did I make them? I think it was yesterday, sort of mid-morning I started making soap, and then I was packing orders for the rest of the day. I went home for a bit because we've got floods in the town at the moment, so I was trying to gauge whether I'd be safe to get home, because there's a little bridge at the bottom of our road, and if that floods I'm not going to get back to my house, because the other way round, there's a way round you can go through another village, but that gets cut off as well, because the river is like, the big river goes right through that village too, and it's always a nightmare. So I was like gauging it. So I went home for a bit, and luckily it was okay. But the whole rest of the town here, hang on, can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, the whole rest of the town is completely, well, the whole river has burst its banks, so there's a hell of a lot of walks we can't do at the moment with the dogs, because the river is right up. So I walked to work today, just along the main road, and then at the top of our park it's okay, so the dogs have had a little run around. But yeah, it's like really vile out there, and I mean it's deep as well. Sometimes it doesn't go quite this much. It'll flood quite often in the year, but it's it takes a lot of rain for it to get as high as it has, and it's just swirling about everywhere. And there's some idiots that have left their cars in one of the car parks right by the river. I mean, a couple of people have obviously gone back and got their cars yesterday, so you could see it was like right at the top of the wheels. And there's still one car down there that didn't go back and get their car, so their car is now submerged underwater. It's just like, oh my god, how could you be so silly? But you know, people don't think they're obviously parked up to go to work and not realising quite how bad that was going to be. In fact, I didn't even realise it was going to be that bad yesterday. But anyway, yeah, felt sorry for them this morning. Oh no, that's the last thing you want, is to lose your car the first week of January. But you know, if you're going to play risking, then it's a bit of a silly move, isn't it? I was looking at it today, I thought it was right over the wheel, so it must be like just sloshing about all inside the car. Okay, I'm going to bring you in so you can see the cut of this one. I might have to put it on its side, have that towards me maybe. Put it towards me so I don't get drag marks, because that wouldn't be very nice. Just going to zoom you in. About there. Okay, so the last loaf for the video. I'm actually just watching a very interesting video about a guy who transitioned and doesn't regret the operation. He's going the whole hog, and I mean like properly transitioned. But he's just talking about how messed up he was, and it's very interesting to listen to what people are going through. I'll tell you who it is I'm watching. It's quite a good channel. It is Call Me Sam, and hang on, Andrew Gold is the channel. Yeah, Andrew Gold / Heretics is the channel, and it's called Doctors Made Me a Eunuch or something. Yeah, Doctors Made Me a Eunuch, Call Me Sam. And it's a very interesting listen. Give you some insight into things that most of us would not ever understand. So I like to, inform myself. But yeah, this one's like, oh dear. There's been some real horrible things that this guy's had to put up with. But yeah. He's transitioned to a woman, and then, from what I can gather, he's known as a man again now, but has already had the operation, so obviously you can't reverse that. And he's also said he doesn't want to reverse it, so that's interesting. It's all to do with past trauma and childhood trauma. But yeah, if you're into learning a bit more about what these people have to go through, then there's a good channel. I'll try and remember to leave a link below and to the actual thing I've just been watching. I'm nearly finished. I'm about 3/4 of the way through. It's just, yeah, the interviewer is actually really good because he's listening and being quite blunt about his own opinion and whatnot. But, well, not his own opinion, but just, you know, what's in his head. He's sort of saying it out loud then. So yeah, it's quite a good interview. Worth having a listen to anyway. Very, very hard to listen to what somebody's going through, you know, horrible. Anyway, said I wasn't telling you what I was watching, but there you go, that is what I've been watching this morning. And I'll leave the link to the video below. Other than that, I've been catching up on some more ASMR and the Diddy stuff. There's some of that I'm still watching, although I'm getting fed up with it now because it's just every single day there's something else. The J-Lo stuff is like, oh my lord. What a mess, you know? What a mess. There's only so much of that you can listen to. But I've been watching films and things. I've watched Arrival over Christmas. I love that film. Watched Close Encounters. We have an alien theme here. And generally, I've been watching some old movies and stuff. I've been enjoying that. And I'm just wondering whether to watch The Queen's Gambit again because I love all the film set and the sets and stuff is just, oh my god, that's right up my street. So I might give that another go just for the sake of it before it disappears, because it'll probably end up not being on Netflix at some point. If you've not seen The Queen's Gambit, I can highly recommend that. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, come down a bit. I'll be back to make some more soap. I'll try and film some. I think I've got one video to go up for Lemonade Lounger. I'm going to show you how I make that, which I've done it before, but yeah, I've done most of these before, which is why I wasn't filming. I thought I'd just get them done, but there'll be some others, and we'll do a few more sort of catch-ups and show you some of my walks in the morning and stuff. I've got some nice ones actually. I might put at the start of the video for Lemonade Lounger and do like a mix and match sort of video for that one. Other than that, I will see you very soon. Ta-ta. It worked.